What's up, everybody? Get ready to crap your pants, because today we're doing some runecrafts. I'm done. Okay, but for real though, today we're doing some runecrafts. And I usually don't like to do runecraft videos. It's like, hey, it's runecrafts. And a lot of people, some people like them, some people don't. A lot of people are like, where's the summons? But for the runecrafts, today I thought we would do something that I think a lot of people have been wanting, is going over and talking about when we craft the runes, talking about what stats we're specifically looking for on each rune to decide if it's good or not good. So we have runecrafts for, let's see, we have Asia server. This is the Asia server that we're on right now. We have, why is this not showing up? There we go. We have Asia server, we have Europe server, and we have China server that we will do runecrafts for. And I'll do a few of different things, and I'll like talk about what stats we want on each of them. So what do we even have for this? We have some purplies. We have some, not a lot of, oh, we got a lot, wow. We got a lot of these, so we'll craft some despair. Also, I wanted to, quick thing about the YouTube things. The 360p resolution, is a YouTube bug. When I upload, I always upload it HD. So if you guys ever see anything at 360p, it's YouTube not processing the higher frame rates. It'll generally be, if it's 360p, it'll be up in full resolution in a bit. Just come back to it later. Just the general thing, not even just for me, but for all YouTubers. And YouTube has been trying to deintegrate from Google Plus lately, so they've been having a lot of issues. Some other YouTubers, some other bigger YouTubers have already covered this though. But yeah, like my last thumbnail just never showed up. I re-uploaded it. I kept going back to the video. I'm like, edit video, re-upload the thumbnail. It's just not working. It's a YouTube bug, so there's, hooray, YouTube bugs. I'm sure they'll fix it. I'm sure it'll be fine in a couple of days or whatever. But just to let you know, a lot of these things are YouTube bugs, and I can't really do anything about them. So what do we have here? This is a flat stat, 246 flats. I really don't care about unless they have speed. So we're going to go for these despair. Again, I don't really care about that unless it has speed, and I could use it for like a broken set maybe. So crit rate. What do I care about this despair crit rate for? If this had speed, I would say maybe use this for like an Ethna, because Ethna has an AoE and she buffs her attack gauge based on crit rate. So I think that could be not bad for something like an Ethna if it had speed. Also, I don't have an Ethna on this account. Now, generally speaking, for despair, I basically always want speed for despair, because if we're going to CC them, we need to be faster than them. Otherwise, like if we're stunned ourselves or dead, then there's really no point in CCing. So that I mean, speed, HP, and crit rate wouldn't be bad, but that didn't have any speed. So this is, again, 5-star. If it has resistance and crit damage, or resistance and a flat stat, or crit damage and a flat stat, that's basically an insta-sell for me, unless it's like resistance crit damage is like, no, you want crit rate that rolls, you want attack, well, you can't have attack on this anyway, right? But this is two of the worst stats for me, just because resistance doesn't even work half the time. I get flat, unless it's speed, slot 2, that's the only flat slot 2. So this is defense, could be usable. For defense slot 4, we could do a lot of stuff, but this has no speed on. Again, I want speed on despair, but if it did have speed, what could we use this for? We could use this for anything, any AoE tanky units, like for example, especially things that scale with defense, but you don't even need them for things that scale with defense. Like a Zinc, though, would be nice, because AoE damage based on defense. And then some people like to do Basalt for defense. Basalt for despair. Let's see what else we have for here. So, really nice. Okay, so this would be a great, what would this be a great rune for? We'll definitely get this, but this is a great rune if you're going to do a Despair Zyros, if you're going to do an Eridos. I love this rune on Eridos, would be great. If you're going to do, like I have, I know most people don't have the Light Monkey. I'm just using it as an example. He's got double AoEs. He can be used as either DPS unit. He's kind of flexible. He can be used as DPS unit, like a CC DPS. He can be used as a CC bruiser. He can be used a few different ways. But this is great for like a despair unit for arena offense. This is actually a nice rune. So we'll keep that. Let's go to... See, this I'm going to keep just because it has speed and I want to see if it rolls speed. aside from that, I really don't like to keep too many 5 stars. Resistance. See, I would keep this for speed, but it's only like, what is it gonna roll? It's gonna roll 2. Max would be 6 and 6, so it's gonna be 12, right? Because for a 6-star rune, you can roll between 4 and 6 speed. So this would be a maximum of plus 12, so it'd be plus 16 total. Grinded another 4. It would be 20 max. Well, I reasonably say grinded another 4. You could grind it 5, but that never happens. But it's just for resistance. I don't like resistance on slot 6 for almost anything. This has speed, so we'll keep it. Just because we'll see if it rolls speed. We might need the speed for something. This is an alt account. That's just a 5-star. It's got poopy doo-doo stats. We want better stats overall. See, this one, here's the thing with this. Is that it has a speed sub. What would I consider using this for? Because generally, for Despair, I almost always want speed slot 2. I have some things that are a cleave team. Like Despair, like one thing is Despair Will, and a few things are like Shield Will. Like, for example, if I have a Rika or a Beretta or whatever, and a Camembert and a Galleon as a turn 2 cleave team, where Galleon has double Shield Will, and then one of the other units has double Shield Will, and then maybe Rika has attack or damage attack or attack or damage HP, and she's on Despair. This way she can stun and stun and stun and stun with her dots as well. Even with her 3rd skill with the dots, you could potentially do that for a cleave team. So, I hope I explained that right. I probably did not. But that's why, I mean, you could use that there, but generally I don't like speed. I only like speed on slot 2 for Despair. For the most part. Well, damn, you could do Despair with HP slot 2. You do see that. This just, I mean, it's HP, but it doesn't have any speed. So this is again just a 5-star. 5-star blue runes. What do we need them for? Right, so Despair always wants speed. So let's switch from Despair to can we do some violence? Can we do some wills? I would like to craft some other stuff aside from Despair. Let's do some fatal. Okay. Like Swift. Let's do some Swift, but I think we basically understand like what we want. If we're gonna do Swift, we need speed, right? So we're going to be selling almost all of these, because if it has a lot of value, see, attack slot, first off, these are the things that it doesn't have going for it, right? Attack slot 4, I almost never want, right? There's a few situations where if it's a really good rune, I'll keep it, but attack slot 4 and a 5-star rune, and I mean, just those two alone, even if it had speed, I would like maybe see if it rolled speed, but both of those together, I don't want that. This has no speed, so we don't need that for anything. You don't need speed for everything, but for things like Despair and Swift, speed is important. See, this is just a 5-star rune. That's not, like, for early game, like, super early game, it's not bad, but we're just going to keep selling these and selling these and selling. Oh, here we go. Crit rate. Swift with crit rate. Now, if this had speed, I'm going to keep it, but what are we reasonably going to do with this? Like, let's say it had speed. If it rolls a couple speed, you could use this on something like, you could use this on a Swift Ethna, if you want to roll Swift Ethna. I feel that most people just go Despair with super high speed for Ethna, but you could go a Swift Ethna. I mean, it is possible to do that, because you could Swift Ethna and then you could do her 3rd skill. Really though, this is really, without speed, you don't really need it. What else would be nice for Swift crit rate? Let's go, I just want to take a look at a few different units that could be potentially Swift crit rate units. Where are they? I have to find them first. Let's see. We got this guy. He's got this does stun if the attack lands a critical hit, so you want high crit rate on him. And he does damage based on his speed, right? Damage according to attack speed. So you would run, like, you want, I mean, like, it'd be nice to go crit damage on if you can get enough crit rate, but this is not a bad unit to do Swift crit rate slot 4. Also, if it just rolls super high speed, you can just stick it on Bernard and that's fine. Also, this guy, to make it consistent with his special assault. Yeah, he's not going to do as much damage as if he's like crit damage slot 4, but he'll do consistently, he'll keep critting and keep doing big enough damage. If the stats are good on it, then you can go crit rate on slot 4 for that. Right? We didn't get really good stats, but wound up keeping it. I don't know. I probably will never reappraise it. I probably will not even use it, but just because we don't have any speed on it. See, speed and crit rate. We could maybe see if we roll double speed on that. That's not enough speed for us to care about. And this all we're just looking for. We're looking for speed, or if we get attack, crit damage, crit rate, we can go for fast DPS unit. So even if we don't run, even if we don't get speed on some of these, like I might re-app that one day, right? Or if we want to do like a Commune, we could always do a Commune. It's at least a legendary 6-star rune. Right, and I don't have like everything on this account, so we could just use it for a value rune overall. But let's see. Okay, this video is gonna be. It's already 11 minutes long. GG. So let's see if this rolls some speed. Like this can be, even if it doesn't roll the speed the first time, it could still be, maybe you get, okay, so HP would be the second most optimal thing for this to roll. Let's do another roll into it. Because we could roll for a 5-star, we can go 3, 4, or 5 for a speed roll here. I keep saying speed, because speed is important. In a turn-based game, getting more turns is super important. Okay, so we did roll a speed, and we did roll an HP. I don't want to keep rolling this, because it's going to take a long time. But those are the optimal ones that we would even want to roll on that. So we have attack here, we have speed here. Let's see if this rolls speed. If we don't roll speed, then we probably don't care about this. Although I do have to re-rune, like, people always ask me for account, like, to re-rune their account. That takes so ridiculously long. Like, you don't want to even do it. That's why you're like, man, I don't know what I'm doing. It's so, like, I get so overwhelmed. Like, we all get overwhelmed with re-runing accounts. We all do. I don't even have time to re-rune my own accounts, but I really do need to, because sometimes I'll, like, take things off for videos. Like, this roll 1 speed. Since it has such bad runes overall on this account, I might keep it just because it's maybe a better rune than super bad, but we didn't get anything, anything exciting yet. We got some legendary stuff, but it's not, it's like you can stick it on things, but it's really not optimal for things. You know what I mean? So we got crit rate. I'm gonna sell this, but it's, you could keep it early game. That's not the end of the world. See, like this, like I don't need that. There's a lot of this stuff that I need to go through and see what I even need here. Like, I'm just gonna sell this. This is not anything. Anyway, let's continue to do some more rune crafts. Let's go for, but like if we got, for example, if we got crit damage slot 4 with even no speed on a swift, right? If we got crit damage slot 4 with like attack and crit rate, you could use that for a DPS unit, right? So it's fine. Even if people are like, oh, build your, if you say, for example, Sigmaris. Well, you build your Sigmaris rage or violent attack, crit damage attack. That's what people will typically tell you. Speed crit damage attack is actually really good on Sigmaris. Speed crit damage in anything is really good on speed crit damage HP even, to have more tankiness on. Wow, I talk too much. Bailey, you talk too much. For real. But that's good for Sigmaris as well. But you could do like for example, Swift. If you have good enough stuff on it for Swift attack or damage attack, I have a Swift focus Luna. She just has really good stats. It just happens that those stats are on Swift and focus runes, right? But she's attack or damage attack. She doesn't have, like, none of the runes really have speed subs, but she's got enough speed just by having a Swift set that it looks like she's on Fatal runes. It looks like she's on Fatal Blade runes. Fatal Rage? It looks like she's on Fatal Blade runes, but she's not. So this is not, I mean, like, that's a usable early game rune, but it really doesn't have the stats we want for Fatal. So for Fatal, we want speed, attack, crit rate, crit damage. That's what we want there. So hoping that we get anything. That just had speed and resistance. We're not going to roll a blue rune. This has just attack. It doesn't have enough other stats for us to care about it. If we start investing in these low quality runes, then we're not gonna. We're just gonna waste our mana, right? It'd be better to just farm more runes. So okay, this has two things going for it. It has attack and crit rate. It has HP and resistance as well. Plus it's a 5-star. Am I gonna like go crazy trying to upgrade this at the level that I am? I mean, this is an alt account, but still, I'm not gonna go crazy investing in that. I just want to try to get better runes. So we could have rolled that for maybe the speed, but I just didn't want to spend the time doing that. In general, I mean, Fatal is pretty cut and dry. Like, Rage is a little bit more flexible. Like, you could do defense, and, like, if the rune has high defense for Rage runes, you can get a lot out of that, right? Or if it's got, like, if you want to do an HP-based damage dealer on Rage. Like, some people, they used to, like, do the Dark Warbear for Rage, HP or damage HP. I haven't seen him in a while, though. But that used to actually be a thing, because he does damage based on his HP. But flexible. Like if you have a really good HP slot 6, you can do that for Sigmaris. Like if you have Rage with, but I wouldn't do Fatal, right? Unless it's like a really like super amazing stats overall, and you can use it maybe as a broken set or something. So this one has crit rate and attack, so we can keep this since it's a 6-star. It's hero level. We could roll the crit rate and attack. We can keep this because it's got speed and crit rate. We'll see. But it's at least better than, say that's just a 5-star. I mean, it has 2 of the stats that we want. This we just need a percentage. We want either speed or we want attack percentage for those slot 2s. Violent is going to be way more flexible as far as what we want for Violent. So Violent we can also so many units. Meta runes are Violent. So let's go for Violent. Let's see if we get anything useful. Nope. Bagel, you really do talk too much. So this is a speed slot 2, but 2 flat stats, and it's a 5-star rune. So I mean, like, I really don't want to invest in that. So it's got so much potential for poopies and poopies and poopies. I would almost rather invest in a blue rune that's got like HP and defense. Actually, I would definitely rather invest in a blue rune that's got HP and defense subs rather than a 5-star legendary rune that's got flat subs. So we have speed here. Like this, I'm actually gonna keep even though it's a 5-star rune, just because it's so rare to actually get those like HP slot. And everyone, there's so many units that's like Violent HP slot 6. So we'll see. I mean, this we could use maybe on a Beast Monk, but there's no speed. But that wouldn't be terrible to, like, it's not the end of the world to keep that. Let's do 2 more Violence, I guess. I don't love keeping that, but I mean, if this was my main, I wouldn't have kept that slot 6, right? But this account, we can keep that slot 6. So let's see, we don't have, oh, we do have. Let's do Will. Will is a little bit more flexible as well. See, I'm gonna keep this to roll speed, to maybe roll speed, but we really don't. See, this is HP, which is nice. I like HP slot 4. But we have no speed on here, and what are we gonna roll? We would hope for Despair. I want one of 2 things. I want either Despair DPS unit, right? So I want speed, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, and attack. Or I want, because usually when you put Despair on things, they need accuracy for some other thing. Like they're either strippers, or they're like Zyros, which needs accuracy, or they're like Zinc, which needs accuracy. Because he's got multiple debuffs, so generally the Despair units tend to need more accuracy as well. But we just don't have resistance and crit rate. I don't like those subs together, right? Because crit rate you want for a DPS unit, and then resistance you would want for maybe a CC unit. I mean, for maybe a like a tanky support unit. So we have speed, HP, attack, crit dem. I don't want to invest in a 5-star. Like, this is not. If this was a 6-star. I would keep this for sure, and I'd be very excited about this because we could potentially just gem in the, but it's 5-star. 6-star, this would be a great rune. There's only 3 speed difference between 5 and 6-star though. When it's maxed, it's 39 maxed at 5-star, and it's 42 maxed at 6-star. So some people might be like, no, you should keep that. That's actually not a bad rune. I just don't want to keep it. right? You could actually use that rune. See, this is what I want, though. This is what I want. This is a beautiful, beautiful example. Speed, HP, and accuracy. So this could be good for Praha. This could be good for a Juno. We would also like some crit rate as well, because Praha and Juno, what's his face skills? The first skills. This could be good for a Triton. This could be good for basically any stripper. This could be good for anything Despair CC unit. This could be good for Rika because we need the accuracy for the debuffs. And Rika, you can even build tanky. You don't need to build a DPS Rika. Like for certain things, for like if you're going to do TOA hard with Rika, you don't need her to be a DPS unit because she's going to do all her damage with her dots. So this is actually a nice unit, nice rune for so many different units. See this, I would keep it if it was a 6-star because we have that speed sub. We could get a double speed roll. If it was a 6-star and it was like 4 speed already, I could get a double speed roll and I could get, think about 2 max, like plus 12. Then we would get like 16 and we get plus 4 with a grind. We could get a plus 5 with a grind, but we're really not even going to grind legend on Blue Rune anyway. So, but if it was a 5-star, if it was a 6-star, I probably would have kept it. I definitely would have kept it actually. So some of the ones that we kept though that were just speed are the accuracy. Like accuracy is not bad for slot 6, but if I'm going to use accuracy, I want it to be more stat rich than this. This is just flat defense and resistance. Like I don't care about that. I would want it to at least, at the very least, have speed and like something else. It's just 5 stars, just 5 stars, just 5 stars. Defense. I would keep it and re-app it if it was a 6-star. See, this is just nothing. It just has 1. It just has attack stat. We don't need that. We don't want that. Defense. Even if that was a 6-star, it wouldn't really be optimal to do. If this was a 6-star, I would probably re-app this. Right? Or if it was a 6-star, I might even... like a 6-star rune with... even with no speed. I might even just gem the speed in. I might even just gem the speed in and use it for like a tanky bruiser, maybe. I'm keeping some weird stuff though. Here we go. Accuracy. Okay, so it doesn't have any speed, but this can also be re-apped. It's accuracy. A lot of times with Despair you want accuracy too, so we could actually use that. But we will need speed though, if we're gonna actually, so we need to either gem speed in, or we need to re-app that. So anyway, alright, so that's done for this one. OMG. So let's go to, why is that not working? There we go. So we're gonna go to Europe next. Bailey, you talk way too much. I just trying to like give input on like what runes I would keep, what runes I would sell. But some things are very questionable. Like some things like, oh well, you could in some situations like, oh you could use this on that, you could use this on that. Like okay, so let's take a look at. Okay, here we go. I don't think we have too much on here though. Because I think I just crafted stuff yesterday. So let's do Vampire, because I just got... yeah, we just crafted not too long ago. Dude, more Despair. We could do a lot of Despair. Let's go Vampire, because we didn't even see what we could potentially get on Vampire yet. So if this was a 6-star rune, HP with accuracy and crit damage, I don't love the flat stats. I would want to get some speed on it. I could even consider, if this was a 6-star, I'm saying, I could consider re-apping this for a Dragon Knight, like either, probably Leo. I feel like this would be a Leo one. Actually, if this was even without speed, if I had Leo and this was a 6-star rune, I would, again, saying if this was a 6-star rune, I would roll this, see what it rolls, possibly re-app this, but if not, if it rolls all into attack and crit damage, all into attack and crit damage, I would grind the HP and I would gem the defense to crit rate probably for Leo. For Leo. Or for Rakan, but you kind of need speed for Rakan. So. But if it was a 6-star rune, I would have. Really, we have nothing else? No, we have 2 more. We can do some more Despair, sure, why not? So this, I mean, we'll keep it just for the speed, but... yeah, we didn't have a lot on Europe server. We didn't have a lot on Europe server, did we? Because we just did it the other day, didn't we? So we'll go to China next. Not in real life, though. I have to disclaim that we'll go to China, but not in real life. I don't know why. Alright. So what do we have on? This one should have the most of all of them. I'm going to keep this. So I bought that for using for food. Should I pick this up? Have I been picking these up on the skin? I guess I will. Okay, so we have 20 million mana on here. We should be good for doing these things. Alright. What are we going to do for... should we do some Violent? We'll do some Violent. Violent is nice because Violent is more flexible. We don't need this. This is a flat stat on slot 6. HP and attack. So these are 2 stats that can be grinded. They're not bad stats on their own, but what are we going to use this for? We could... I'm going to sell this, but they are stats that can go together. Like, for example, if we had HP and... see, this I'm going to keep for the speed, but that's about it. If we don't roll speed, I don't need that rune. See, this one is actually... if this was a 6-star, that'd be really great. I don't know that I necessarily need even a 5-star of this. But this is not, like, this is good stats. This is good stats for getting speed slot 2. This is kind of what you want for support, for Violent support units. So you don't really want the defense on there. I mean, we could have re-upped it, but I would prefer re-up at least Legends. See, that doesn't have enough anything. So let's see. I mean, I really want... let's take a look at this rune that we... the rune that we can... let's see if this rolls speed first. And if it doesn't roll speed, then we don't care about it. Because you can roll 6 and 6 and 6. So we can get 20... okay, so we rolled, what, 4? So we can still roll... this can still be a 21 speed rune. So if it's a 21 speed rune, then we possibly... if it is, or 20 or something like that. This is just, I mean, you could roll it again to see if it's if it goes maximum speed. But if it did roll 20 speed, for example, I would gem out the crit damage to HP, and then grind that, and then grind the speed, and then hopefully it rolls defense. And no, it can't roll defense on that slot. Sorry. Maybe like accuracy or something. Accuracy or attack. Because attack you can just grind on top of, so you get more value out of it overall. Even though you really don't want necessarily attack on a rune that you're going to make for a tanky bruiser. But or you could even go for a different way. You could take the resistance out and you could grind it. Actually, it really would depend on... let's just roll this, so we'll see how we would... I'm going to roll it and then I'm going to sell it though. But... you could gem the crit damage to HP. Like, if it rolled speed. If it didn't roll speed, I don't care about this rune, right? But you could do one of 2 ways. You could gem the crit damage to HP. See, this is just, I don't want this. But, you could do that, or you could have gemmed, if it didn't roll resistance, again, and if it rolled speed, you could gem the resistance to either attack or crit rate, depending on what the 4th one rolled. And then you could have that for like a Theomars. So, I don't want that though. And I think we just have better stuff overall for this, but the speed slot 2 violent with defense and HP is not that bad. Look, we got a nice HP for a 5-star. So this is actually a rune that you could use, especially because, man, everything needs violent speed slot 2. This could actually be not a bad rune. Like, I hate to say it, but there's only a 3 speed difference. The rest of the stats, see, that was only a 5 roll though. But this could be like a usable mid game rune though. I mean, you would replace it in late game, but this could be who would use this? Everything. Chasun, Veramos, Colleen, Lisa. See, we didn't really want the. We would have preferred. I would have preferred like accuracy or resistance maybe on that, but I mean we could actually. I don't want to use that rune, but we could use that rune. So, because it's only 3. It really is only 3 speed difference, which, at the end of the day, like, it is a difference, but. At the end of the day, it isn't really. Why don't you tell us stuff we already know? It is a difference, guys. But 3 speed difference, if it had good substats. We'll see if we get speed on that. Mostly a lot of stuff that we see if we get speed on. That's how we roll. Let's do some will runes. Okay, defense and crit damage I don't care about together. Unless it had like crit, if it was a 6-star and it had crit rate 2, I would be like, ooh, maybe we'll use that for a bulldozer. Again, if this was 6-star and had crit rate, then we would consider keeping that. This is just nothing. This is just nothing. For will, we don't necessarily need speed as much, because for will, you kind of anticipate that if you're putting will on things, you're considering the fact that the enemy might move first. So, you can go, okay, speed, attack, and accuracy. I mean, speed crit, wow. I need to get my eyeballs checked. Speed, crit rate, and accuracy. We could use this on a lot of stuff, actually. So we're gonna get that. So many things we get. We'll see how it rolls. We'll see what we can use it on. Speed, crit rate, and accuracy. We will have to see what this rolls, though. But for will, and get speed. And this is the one that gets 24 speed. Of course. Of course, in before 24 speed rolls. Feels Batman. I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Well, you know, crit rate is not bad. Okay. So we got speed and crit rate. What can we use this for? We can use this for a Ciara. We can use this for a Theomars. We can use this for, and hopefully we roll attack for that last stat, right? Because Ciara needs speed, crit rate, and accuracy. Theomars would want speed and crit rate and accuracy, and you could use him on will. I'm trying to think who else off the top of my head is speed, crit rate, and accuracy. Tessarion. Elsharion. 16% crit rate. Okay. So we're hoping here, even if this doesn't roll, even if it doesn't roll attack, like if we have, this is so flexible though, man. This is so flexible. Like we can actually use this rune. But I would use it for either a DPS unit or I would, well, we'll see if we use it for a DPS unit or if we use it for a support unit that needs crit rate for whatever reason. We can use this for an Ethna if the Ethna has will runes. We can use this for, who else can we use this for? I'm trying to make them thinkies. Thinkies. I mean, we could even use it for a Lucian that had will if it rolled attack. And then we could just gem the accuracy to crit damage. Right? For will Lucian. So crit damage, okay. So also we could use this for a Zyros. Speed, crit rate, accuracy, and crit damage. You know what I mean? So we actually can gem that out. But so that's actually not a bad rune. Even though it didn't roll crazy speed, that's a usable rune. And there's so many different, like, who else do we have that so this Poseidon, by the way, just FYI, this Poseidon I was only using in this is very slow. I was using him for Fire Rift Beast. I changed him just to put more damage on him for Fire Rift Beast. Actually, what the hell is speed doing on here? Don't ruin your Poseidon like this. He needs way more speed. But anyway, now that we've seen the worst Poseidon in the world, he does need a rune removal day. What was I saying? Will runes for... This one could use some will runes. What do we have on here? Oh, so this is already a better... What's the crit rate? 69? Ooh, I don't want to make higher crit rate than that, though. I don't know if I want higher crit rate than that. But, could be usable on Perna, could be usable on a lot of things. A lot of things. I don't want to go through look at all the terrible runes, but that's a rune that can be used. And please don't ruin your Poseidon like that. That's the most disgusting looking Poseidon in the world. Poseidon is way too slow to do anything. I don't know why he was speed though. I don't know why I stuck speed on. Let's do what else is okay. So the thing. Never craft energy runes. You don't really... But you get more HP. Don't craft energy runes. If you need the tankiness, for a support unit that's going to take a lot of damage, you probably would be better off crafting will runes or shield runes or something like that. There's really no... I would never craft energy runes. So we'll do a few more swifts though. A few swifts on this account. See, if this was a 6-star, I would keep it, right? Because if this was a 6-star, if it was maybe like speed +4, then we could roll speed twice. We can get another +12, and we can get a 16, grind it to 20. That could be a usable rune. If it was a 6-star, though. What do we have here? See, this we can keep, but I don't like to keep those. Like, maybe it rolls speed, and then you have a violent with a whole bunch of speed. So accuracy, but we don't have any speed. For accuracy, I generally want speed on there. This is just nothing. So defense. Here's the thing with this. If this had HP, and speed and resistance or accuracy, something like that maybe for subs, I would consider keeping this for Feng Yan. But I really don't want, what else would I do for a tanky defense bruiser? The thing with defense bruisers, like, okay, Archangels can be runed for, with defense, because they do damage based on defense. But you should not be running Veligil with defense on slot 4, because then he's not going to be fast enough. You shouldn't be running Eladriel or Ariel with defense on slot... I mean, sorry, not slot 4. Slot 2, because they're not going to be fast enough. They're mostly support units. They just happen to do defense-based damage. But that does not mean rune them with defense on slot 4. So, I would not... the only thing I would consider maybe using that for would be Feng Yan, because he does not need to move super-duper fast, because he's going to get turns anyway, whenever he gets hit. So you don't need like a... You don't need a 250 speed plus Feng Yan. Some people will disagree with me, and you guys are G3 players anyway, so shut up. So of course you have 250 speed Feng Yans, but see this one, okay, I can kind of see keeping this because we just need to gem. If we get a double HP roll, that could be decent, right? So we are going to keep this, but what am I going to do with this? Like... Keep it just because we don't have better runes for that slot, maybe. I don't like keeping those because they have no speed. But let's see if we roll... Oh my god, I gotta pee. Let's roll a few of those. Let's see if we get the speed. If we get the speed, we'll keep it. If we don't get the speed, we will probably ditch it. I don't have Feng Yan on this account, but... 8 speed! I don't want to roll this anymore. Please don't make me. We can use it temporarily for something, maybe. Until we get better runes. But this is not like endgame anything. You may as well be a magic rune. You may as well be a magic rune. May as well be a magic rune. Okay. Fantastic. See, this I don't even want to roll because it doesn't have any speed subs, but I'm gonna keep that. I mean, I'm gonna sell that. That doesn't have. See, this rune is nice. This is what you want. You're like, yeah, well, when you have that, why would you keep a blue one, right? This we don't really even need, though. See, I don't want to throw away an HP slot 6, but I can't actually see using this since it doesn't have speed or like at least defense or like some redeeming quality. Like at least that defense. Where was that? This one? What the hell do we even have here? I'm gonna sell this. I don't know how long some of these runes have been sitting in here. So these runes could have been... I don't really get a chance to clean my runes too much on these alt accounts, so... These runes could have been sitting in here for like 6 months or more. So we got HP here. If we get another HP, this could be good for... Again, like I said, like I was talking about before, this could be good for... Maybe a Veligul, Veligul does need speed though. 20, but Feng Yan. But I'm thinking Feng Yan. Feng Yan, or if you want to do a... There's pros and cons to doing the Fire Panda on Violent. Because you can Violent out of his Revenge, but pros and cons either way. I know a lot of people like to do it on Violent, but some people don't. You know what I mean? Some people just like high overall stats. But this is a decent for a Panda. For a, oh, an accuracy too. Could be usable. Could be a usable Feng Yan rune. I really would want more speed for Veligul though. Like we could gem speed, but are we really gonna gem enough speed? It could be a usable Veligul if he doesn't need. You could use it for most people. You could use it on Veligul. For most players, it's a nice looking Veligul rune that you just gem the flat defense to speed, but not a legendary gem. Not a legendary gem. Maybe blue, maybe purple. Not a legendary. You crazy? You crazy, bro? You gotta save those. Those never drop. Never drop. This is gonna be usable. I'm thinking Wind Panda. I'm thinking like something like the Wind Panda, or something like that. I should probably say different things that are not the Wind Panda that are like. I'm trying to think who else needs violent defense-based stuff, or who else benefits the most from violent defense-based stuff. HP. Actually, a frontline raid unit. Like, if you're going to use Lisa for frontline, I would kind of want the other way around, though. I kind of want HP with the defense subs. Because really, those... Lisa and Colleen don't scale very well with defense. Because they have low base defense. Very low base defense. Oh my goodness, it just does not want to... I want to see, I'm curious to see. Resistance, okay. So, I mean, this is a usable rune, though. This is just like you gem... Yeah, I wouldn't gem that to that, though. But it is a rune. And this is, we only care about if we roll speed. Over and over and over again. Crit rate. Which we don't want. Flat HP, which we don't want. Oh my god, I talk way too much. HP and tag, it's just 5-star rare runes. We don't care about the 5-star rare runes. We just need to keep farming more runes. So I mean, ultimately, 99% of the stuff we won't use late game, but some of this stuff could be temporarily usable for a while. Like in early game and mid game. We can use some of this stuff, like the 5-star, Swift. We could use that for a while. Not a late game rune, of course, but so you don't want to put your like best gems and grinds onto it. So there's really nothing Let's see for... Oh, see this? I hate to say this, but I would actually re-app this. I would actually re-app this and try to get those HP. See, this is not that bad either for like if we ever pull a Feng Yan or something. If we rolled, that could be a Beast Monk rune if we rolled speed on that. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Of course. Of course, of course. F to pay respects. Crit rate. Even if that was a 6-star rune, I don't really care about it too much. If this was a 6-star rune, we would keep it. I don't like the stats on it as a 5-star rune, though. But we can keep it for like a Theomars or a Perna or something. So where are we with the... Do I have... I think I might have re-apps. I think I would throw one re-app into that... one re-app into this. Because just resistance, HP, crit damage, I don't like this. But I do like the fact that it's a hero, 6-star, hero slot 2. So I wouldn't gem the things. I would use like one re-app. Do we have re-apps? 1, no. 10. Okay. We can afford to throw 1 into this. We can afford that. It's not the end of the world. Also, I really should put that HP rune on something. That's slot 6 HP with the 20 speed. I really should put that on something. Oh, man. Damn baby count runes, though. China server RNG. Guys, I don't know if you saw. You probably a few people already noticed. But... there is a new Nat 5 on this account too. I don't want to keep just uploading like, look what I pulled, look what I pulled. Like some of the times I'm like, ooh, look what I pulled. Like this is a fun thing, and then we'll show how to like how we're gonna rune it with whatever we have. But I don't want to just keep being like just only posting like, look at the fun summon. But it's just between TOA and between the summons for the multiple events that we've had recently and whatever else, like we've just been getting a lot of summons. So we actually we summoned it on stream though. A few people, but it's the Wind Paladin. So we got to think about what we want to do for that that good old Wind Paladin, who's awakened but not stuns, decrease attack bar. Decrease attack bar. I didn't realize she decreased the attack bar. Okay. We've got the invincibility here, and then we've got HP 25% and shield proportion to 25%. What's her speed? Speed is 102. Some people actually do her on Nemesis for arena defense. I don't know what the win rate on that is, so I can't tell you if it's super effective or not. But well, we could use Lyn. I think we're actually really good on Giants B10 though. We have a decently fast team. But what was I doing? Oh, I was gonna do the rune. Finishing up that rune. Oh, this is a rare. I don't want to re-up that. I would rather re-up a hero than a rare. More chances for nice results. I don't really want to invest in... I kind of don't even want to invest in hero, because I kind of just want to... The most value that you get out of re-apps is from generally slot 2, 4, 6. Violent, speed, HP, or speed, crit damage, and generally those, unless you're well, but you can re-up other stuff, not necessarily just that. Like if you get a good rage slot 4 with crit damage, and it's just got like resistance, accuracy, flat defense, flat HP, you're like, okay, this is like if it's a legendary rune. That'd be a great rune to like throw 1 or 2 re-apps in and see if you get like speed attack, crit rate, speed attack, crit rate, because you can't get crit damage if it already has crit damage main stat, of course. But yeah, that would be a nice one to throw at least 1 re-app into. So we have this, but I mean, so this is actually, hold on. We could, this is almost even usable if we had a crit rate here. We don't even have to re-app this. Let's throw 1 into it, though. Let's throw 1 into it. But we actually don't even have to. Decisions. Do we need the bruiser stats, or do we need... Because we can get the we can do the resistance or the flat HP. Actually, we can do the resistance into crit rate, and then we can have crit rate, crit damage, attack, and we can use that for like Theomars or something, or a DPS unit. Or do we do the HP and the defense? Decisions. Both of these have. I don't see. I'm gonna do this. I'll throw one more into it. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep this. I'm just gonna go the resistance into crit rate, and I'm gonna do this. That's what I'm gonna do with it. The HP and the defense weren't bad though. The HP and the defense, we arguably could have used that more, but this we can use as well. Either way, we can use it though. But like this would be for a damage dealer. The other one would be for a support unit. Oh, and we have a low batter, which is, of course, time that it's the end of the video. Do we have one scroll? Just waiting for the lightning. I was really waiting for the lightning though. All right, guys. Anyway, this was way too long of a video. 51 minutes. But maybe it helped you guys decide a little bit. I know there were some questionable decisions that I made, though. I will say that. There was some questionable, like, oh, don't save that, or, oh, why didn't you save that, like... Because they're baby accounts. If this was my main, I would have been way more ruthless on things. And probably saved 2 runes out of everything, if it was my main. But anyway, these are baby accounts. They are some floating somewhere around mid-game, so... anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe it helped, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I will see you as always in the next video.